Well. The total house cleaning has now been official for the Chicago Bulls as Billy Donovan has decided to step away from the Chicago Bulls, leaving the Bulls to finally make a head coaching change as well. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bull Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all, as it is now official. Shams just reported that Billy Donovan is stepping away from the Chicago Bulls as head coach. This follows up, of course, President of Basketball Operations, Arturas Karnisovas, and also GM Mark Eversley. They were removed from their positions. While Billy Donovan was not removed from his position, he is stepping away, which means that the Bulls are finally going to have a total clearing of the house. This is always what many Bulls fans thought was what's best for the team, right? Billy Donovan gets to walk away under his own power. This is not Billy Donovan being forced out or anything like that. He gets to leave, as you guys have already said, with some dignity. But this means that the Bulls are going to finally have a complete change of direction. New front office, new coaching, a complete reset for the Chicago Bulls. Exactly what many Bulls fans wanted, a complete reset from start to finish, from top to bottom. Just reset the whole thing, get rid of everybody, and let's just move on and try to build a new future going forward with this team. And that's what this is about for the Chicago Bulls. So the fact that the Bulls are now moving on from Billy Donovan, and I'll say this, Billy Donovan is moving on from the Chicago Bulls. Technically, the Bulls aren't moving on from Billy, because if Billy wanted to stay, the Bulls would have definitely let him stay. Take that for good or bad or however you feel about that. But Billy was not going to be gone unless he decided to leave. And this does not mean, we don't know exactly if Billy Donovan is planning on looking at other coaching jobs around the league. If this is Billy Donovan going back to what was initially reported, earlier on, of him taking a year away to kind of reassess what he wants from basketball. But it's done now. Billy Donovan is officially gone now from the Chicago Bulls, and now the Bulls get to move on. I feel like this is great news. And like I said, it wasn't about whether Billy was good or not. That's the minimum of all of this. It's not just about if Billy's good or not. It's about what this means for the actual reset of the Bulls. And now, with especially with the candidates, now that we have the candidate list of people that they're going to be interviewing for the front office exec role, it just makes sense that exec gets to start with a clean roster, a clean cap sheet, and get to hire their coach. So, we already heard that Taylor Jenkins was somebody who who has some interest in other jobs around the league. I'm not saying that he'll necessarily be interested in the Bulls job. We're going to see what's going to happen with that one. But, Billy Donovan is now going to get to move on and get to a new thing. The press release from the Chicago Bulls says this, right? You got quotes from Jerry Reinsdorf, Michael Reinsdorf, and Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan saying this: after a series of thoughtful and extensive discussions with ownership regarding the future of the organization, have decided to step away as head coach of the Chicago Bulls to allow the search progress to unfold. I believe it is in the best interest of the Bulls to allow the new leader to build the staff as they see fit. My gratitude for this community and organization is permanent. Thank you, Jerry and Michael, for giving me this opportunity, and more important, the relationship that has been forged. I was so blessed to be able to work with such great owners. I owe so much to the players and staff over the last 6 years. You've always worked side by side with me any day in and day out, to drive the Bulls organization forward, and hope that and a huge thank you to Bulls fans. Your energy, passion, and unwavering support provided a home court advantage that is generally unmatched around the league. So that's the statement from Billy Donovan in regards to it. Michael Reinsdorf said this: over the past 6 seasons, Billy Donovan has earned the respect of everyone in our organization, and his impact extended far beyond the court. He brought professionalism, consistency, and leadership to our players and our staff every single day. We have clearly wanted Billy to return as head coach. We had open dialogue about the importance of respecting the process and bringing in new basketball operations leadership. Together, we mutually agreed that giving that person the freedom to shape the organization was the best approach for everyone. everyone involved. We are grateful for everything he has given this team and wish Billy and his family the best. So, hey, what it comes down to with this one is that the Chicago Bulls, well, Billy Donovan, the Chicago Bulls, came to a situation, and it sounds like everybody agreed of what makes the most sense. The person who's coming in and going to be the new leadership of the Bulls deserves the right to build out this team the way he sees fit. And I want to make sure that everybody knows this. This does not mean that Josh Giddey and Buzelis are necessarily going to stay long-term with the Bulls. Now, I do think that they will, right? But if somebody's coming in and now you're starting with a new coach, which means that new coach can have completely different philosophies coaching-wise than what Billy Donovan is. And so now you have a new person that's building the roster. You're going to have a new coach that's going to try to construct a play style. And I'm just saying that it's a possibility. Am I saying that it's likely? Am I saying that it's guaranteed? No, I'm not saying that. But it is a possibility that we aren't done seeing the clear out of the Chicago Bulls roster because of the moves that are happening here. This could be something that is not done yet for the Chicago Bulls, and we're just going to see what happens in regards to this. So Billy Donovan stepping away from ownership, it's the best case forward. And despite Michael and Jerry Reinsdorf loving Billy Donovan, I'm glad that Billy had the forethought and the process to realize, it's probably best that I step to the side and allow this whole thing to take shape the way that the new eyes are going to want it to take shape. We had heard that the Bulls are ready to give Billy Donovan a lot of control and a lot of power. I always had some questions in regards to why on that. And like I said, it wasn't about if Billy was good or not. It was more so about just the precedence that sets for a guy that's coming in that you're saying you want to run your team. So that's what it comes down to. We got this from Jamal, says leadership reset. Fans need to reset as well and expect anything. Agreed. It's a complete and utter reset. So the Bulls are going to have a whole new direction and truly a whole new identity forging forward. TJ Davis says, this makes up for the bad trades at the deadline. I'm so excited for this rebuild. Hope they get people from the Heat or Spurs so we can have tough and winning culture. I mean, let's see. We did get our last guy came from a winning culture too in AK. So it doesn't always mean that's going to carry over, but you do want somebody who's going to be able to instill and build a winning culture here. A reset help with the Chicago Bears. We're going to need that reset here with the Chicago Bulls. Absolutely. Neptune says Billy did it the right way. What a way to keep it professional and classy. I also guess the secret extensions was not true as well for Billy. Well, I mean, just because he steps away doesn't mean he didn't have an extension. Like, he's choosing to step away. Think about it this way. If he didn't have an extension, there would be no talk. He just would have been gone, right? So you can walk away from an extension. Your team could choose to let you out of that. But we don't know. As Michael Reinsdorf said in the press conference when he checked Will Gottlieb about it, I still think he did Will dirty on that one. Will's a good guy. But, the Bulls don't talk about extensions, and they don't leak that out. And per what Michael Reinsdorf said, if it didn't come from Shams, then don't believe it. AK was right about something. He said summer of 2026 was when they were going to make their movie. And he said have patience to the summer of 2026. That patience got everybody up out of there. Everybody's up out. Giddey and Buzelis are your building blocks. I do agree with new management coming in and trying to create a new look. New look they should. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to be gone. I'm just saying that, you have to leave yourself open to it's a possibility, right? You never know how, and I don't think it's going to happen immediately. I do think there's probably going to be an evaluation period, right, of what they want to do. And, you can't reset everything just like this despite what you want to. So, we'll see what happens. The one thing that I do love about all the GM candidates, which I covered in today's daily episode, is that they all have drafted pretty well, or they've been, teams that are execs that have been a part of winning cultures and have built some stuff. So, we got to see how that's going to benefit the Chicago Bulls, absolutely. But, things are starting to look up for the Bulls, and this is just a step in the right direction. So, hey, it's time. It's done. Man, listen, even Billy knew that shit was dumb to force a head coach on the new front office. Yeah, I agree with that one. Definitely agree with that one. Modest is gone, guys, in 2 years. He's the only person that we should be thinking about. I mean, I won't say that that's for sure. The Bulls have, he'll be a restricted free agent in 2 years. He's not an unrestricted free agent. So the Bulls have the power to match any contract offer that he gets and still offer him the most money. So we'll see what's going to happen. I was at work and seen the live notification. I say to say that I had to go on break for this. Well, I appreciate you going on break to come help us, to come chill with us. Yo, Drip, I don't know if you've seen it just now, but Brett Siegel, he wasn't as confident or as uneasy the team's direction going forward. It was a contributing factor in this. Oh, for sure. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm 100% sure that the direction had to be a part of this. The confidence or lack of confidence in the direction was going to always be part of the decision that Billy Donovan made. And, maybe this is going to be a longer turnaround thing, and we know that Billy Donovan hasn't necessarily been the most favorable of that. I won't say total rebuild, but Billy is somebody, he said it himself. He wants to compete. He wants to contend. He got into coaching to compete and contend. He has not been able to do that at the level that he wanted to in Chicago, so we'll see. We'll see. Yes, my biggest op is finally gone. Absolutely. Haize, like Scarface said in Def Jam Vendetta, get your ass out of here, video game class. First of all, they need to bring back Def Jam Vendetta, that thing. They need to bring back NBA Street. Let's get NFL Street back. Let's just bring back all that stuff. The EA Sports Big, right? That's what it was called, like the cartoonish, arcade-ish type games. We need some of those back. If the Pelicans move into the top 4, would that mean the Bulls' second moves up? No, those picks have nothing to do with each other. Second-round picks are not lottery-based. So the Pelicans' second-round pick is what, 38th? It's going to be 37, 38, something like that. It's going to be there. It does not move up if the Pels move up. Patrick Giddey traded him to Orlando Magic for a future first pick and Anthony Black, done deal. I don't know if I like that deal, but we'll see. No more negative calls from me, at least for this year. That's funny. Hey, this is what a lot of Bulls fans needed and wanted to see, right? They wanted to see that total reset, and then let's see what it's going to be going forward. So we got Vaughn in the building, says, I like Lloyd or Gansey. Hopefully it's one of them now. We have a coaching search as well. Absolutely. GM Dave Talep and head coach Chris Quinn is my dream combo. Matt Lloyd and Chris Quinn are probably my dream combo, but, I went through, I don't know if a lot of you guys got to watch the daily episode yet. It only got posted a couple of hours ago, but I went through the resume of each GM, meaning that what's their best moves, what's their worst moves, what did they do team building wise, what hires did they make. So if you guys want a well-rounded kind of informational episode that gives you a lot of the information that you'd have to piece together and find in other places about these exec candidates, go over to that episode, check that episode out, because I get really in details on all those guys. I almost go as in detail on draft stuff as I do with the GM candidates. So Haize, I had to take a break from class after getting this news because I knew you were going to be like, oh, you already know. I had so I had 2 thumbnails made already. I had the if he got fired or if he stepped away and if he returned thumbnails already made. So the moment that the news dropped, all I had to do was put a title and description, and we kept it pushing. So, I knew that because this was news that we knew was going to happen, right? So, I was prepared either way that it went to bring you guys this news pretty live. And, the news only dropped, 15 minutes ago? We've been live for 13 minutes. So there you go. Oh, shit, I just woke up. Well, you woke up to some good news. Make sure you guys, by the way, if you're watching it live, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. About 40% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I know I pop up in the algorithm because I post every single day, but that subscription, it helps other people find the episode, so hit that subscribe button. Haize, my boy, what's up? How you feeling? Great news here. Listen, this is just what makes sense. Like I said, it's not anything against Billy Donovan or anything like that. Like, this is just news that just made sense. If you're going to clear out, do not try to force a new head coaching candidate on your new guy that you're bringing in because you want them to rebuild the team. Let them rebuild the team. That's all you got to do. Let them rebuild the team, and we'll see. Jamal gifted 5 channel memberships. There you guys go. He gifted 5 channel memberships. You guys are already receiving that. Shout out to y'all. Get that membership going. I'm going for VP of operations to a GM, a promotion, because it sounds like it's different for each organization. It depends on the role. So so the thing is that assistant VPs are sometimes under the GM, right? VPs of basketball operations typically run the whole thing from top down. But like you said, every organization has different structure. Some presidents of basketball operations handle everything but the roster building. That's completely on the GM. Some presidents have a very big hand in the roster building and make the decisions with that. Every organization is different. That's kind of why I created that primer that I posted today as the daily episode, so that everybody can know exactly what each of these candidates have done in building NBA teams, so you don't have to question it. So You think Steve Kerr would be a good head coach for us? I think if Steve Kerr doesn't return to the Warriors, I think he's done coaching. You got to keep in mind he's had health concerns. He's had different battles with cancer. I think if Steve Kerr, if it's not the Warriors, I don't think Steve Kerr is going to coach anywhere else. That's just my personal opinion. That's not reported anywhere. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. Brandon L. Jet says, I can breathe a little easier today. Billy is now gone. Can someone please take Will with him? P. Will with him. I'll even chip in some cash to get rid of P. Will. That is hilarious, man. That's hilarious. You always be on toe-to-toe with Shams. Well, the thing is, Shams has the whole league. I'm just Chicago Bulls news, right? That's all I know. I did get word today that something could drop. I didn't know what it was, right? So the little bit of inside stuff that I have, when it leaks out, like y'all know, I had the Zach LaVine trade a whole day before it was announced, right? But the little bit of stuff I get, sometimes it's exact and they tell me exactly what's happening. Sometimes it's more so hey, heads up, some news is dropping this morning. So I did get a text today that said, hey, keep your head up. Something may drop today. I didn't get any word on what it was. So I had no idea that it was going to be Billy Donovan. I thought it could have been things to do with the exec because it dropped yesterday. But, it is what it is. We'll see what happens going forward into the future. But all right, y'all, I appreciate you guys so much, man. You guys are nothing less than amazing. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. Otherwise, you guys can follow us at Bull Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.